last video I showed you version 1 of the texture pack. Now this is version 2 of the texture pack. Now we're going to be starting just like we did last video. We ended with the bow. Today we're going to be starting with buckets. Now here's the water bucket. Okay, so there's not anything changed. It's pretty much the same thing, but it has different texture uh, and then it has a different shade. It's also similar to the 1.16 texture. It has the same outline as it, and it has I added a bit of a shade here. The iconic Egglord face and the water in there it's all different. And here's the lava bucket too, which is exactly the same, just with lava inside of it. And then there's the empty bucket, and then there's the milk bucket. Now the milk bucket isn't really anything that, it doesn't really have that much to it, because it's pretty much just milk. Milk is white, and I went for the white theme. Now we have the fireball. Now the fireball was just me spamming everything everywhere, colors everywhere, hoping for something to actually come good. And it's decent. Okay, it's decent, kinda. Now on to the part where this title really comes from, and that is the armor pieces. Now the armor pieces, there's going to be chainmail, iron, gold, diamond, some of leather, and stuff like that. So this is the chainmail helmet. Now, if we wear it, it looks very more different than what it actually is. It has a steel head on the top. It has like a top that is made out of steel. And then when we come down here, it's all chained from down there. So the reason I had this kind of steel on the top and chain on the bottom, where I got that inspiration from 1200s Crusader armor, which was chain helmets that they used to wear before, and it had steel on the top and then chainmail on the bottom, and I like that design, so I added it into Minecraft. And it also has the feeling to it and stuff. So this is the iron helmet. When we wear it this is also inspired by Crusader helmets, as I really like their design of. So now moving on to the gold helmet. Now the gold helmet, it's different from the other helmets. It has a kind of a feather thing at the very top, if you know what I'm talking about, and it also has, instead of having the T in the between of it, it has the bars, the bar gold helmet, and it has like bars in between from which you can see. So it also is in the armor thing. It doesn't have as many as it does on the item, but that's why that's because I couldn't really add that much space for it, and when I actually did add space for it, it didn't look as good. So moving on to the diamond texture, the diamond helmet. The diamond helmet is very similar to. It's pretty much the exact same as the other helmets, with a T in the between, and just a diamond helmet in general, an actual helmet, rather than just being a top hat. Now this is the leather tunic. Now the leather tunic is not inspired by Crusader outfits. Rather, they're inspired by 1200s Ottoman armor. So when you look at it's very similar to Ottoman armor, and that's the style I was going for. And you can also dye these. Some colors don't look as good as the others. Like red dye looks very good with the leather tunic, as does the white tunic, which is pretty much this tunic here. This is like the default one. So moving on to chainmail, it is pretty much chain, but with slight differences. It has the leather tunic that we just saw. It has its sleeves and its back. The reason I didn't add a texture for the chainmail armor is because I thought that if I actually did that, it would look way too similar to this, and people would then get confused, and it would be a very big nightmare. Let's move on to iron. Now, the iron chestplate, it's very, very similar to normal chest plates, but they just have more of a more texture to it and a better shade to it, in my opinion. And this is the same with gold and diamond. So if you look at gold, that I changed the textures from it being like a more darker gold, you could say, or like a more uglier gold color, to an actual like very good looking gold, like actual shining gold. And that's same for the weapons in the very back, of which I'm not really gonna show because there's no real point. uh it's pretty much just something that from the first episode, so I don't think there's a reason for me to show that. But this is a diamond, and this is a diamond chest plate. Now the diamond chest plate is pretty much just a diamond version of all of these. These are the iron leggings. Now the iron leggings were updated a lot, which is why which is one of the reasons why it took so long for me to actually make this video. I do think that the gold leggings have like more of like a darker transition, but that's pretty much it. And these are the diamond leggings. Diamond leggings, because of the color, it being so light in the first place, it just doesn't really affect the leggings that much, and it just looks exactly the same. So with that being completed, now we can move on to the boots. Now, also the new texture thing that we just saw on the leggings, that it's 1 pixel higher, is also on the item slot. So no, I have also revamped not only that, but also all of these. So now the chain boots, any just like just like the leggings, it's not really anything that important. It hasn't really changed anything except this here. These 2 pixels on these two boots, they're not there. They're supposed to be in a 3 like this, rather than them being 2 pixels here. Um, Iron boots. uh, these are the iron boots. They have like a very similar texture to 1.16 ones, because that's because I really like the 1.16 textures of the front parts of the boots. So there's also the golden ones and the diamond ones, which the golden ones absolutely golden. Get what I did there? Haha. Here are the diamond boots, which, of course, they look shiny because, they're diamonds, and, diamonds have, like, a weird transparent thing going on. And if you want to see how they actually look, that's how they, oh, that's how they look. Now, with the armors done, we can move on to the rest of the textures that I've made recently. Um, the first one being a water bottle. Now there's not really anything that much like different in the water bottle. It looks practically the exact same, except the fact that the glass outline is very different, and it's actually the 1.16 textures for the glass, and but the 1.8 shape of the bottle still is the same. And here's the bottle chanting. Now, it really didn't make sense that the bottle chanting was in the shape of a glass bottle rather than a splash potion, because you have to splash it. So it didn't really make that much sense for me, and I changed it to that. Moving on, then comes the textures for the ores. I decided to change the ore textures, as I like the outlined ores in a lot of texture packs, and so I added that into my texture pack now. Now there are some differences between the old textures and the new textures. There's that part of it is different. that part of it is different. Those 4 pixels here, these 4 pixels here, and that is and that's the same for every single one of them. 4 pixels there, 4 pixels there, 4 pixels there. It's different for every single one of them. I've changed all of them, and I've also changed the places of some of these emeralds on the ore, such as some of them were touching the outline, and I didn't like that, so I moved it to this side of it. So then there's the nether quartz, which I changed it to the new 1.16 textures because the older ones looked kind of ugly in my opinion, and I also added like the older netherrack, the newer netherrack texture to it, and then I added the outline, of course, the white one. And then there's the gold, just like redstone and diamond. It also has 4 pixels, different and stuff. Same with iron and also coal. And for lapis, I didn't really change that much but I did change some ore colors there. So with all the ores done, we only have the items. So we are on our last items. Now this is diamonds. It looks very different, doesn't it? And that's because I changed the texture to actually look like a factory diamond that it's going for jewelry. It's gonna be made into jewelry, and because I just don't like the regular diamond textures. They for some reason they look like a backpack to me. I don't know why, but I just changed it because I didn't really want that anymore. And this is a very similar texture to a lot of other Minecraft textures that you might see, and I took inspiration from some of them, and but the color is completely mine. I took it from the 1.8 textures, and then here comes the gold. The gold, the gold is something that I took a real life example of a gold bar, and this lower texture you're looking at right now, the darker part, that actually took me 4 hours. Then there comes the iron ingot. The iron ingot is also very not different, but this took me a bit lesser time, but it did take me a lot, and I mean a lot of time. So, it also looks very good, and I'm very proud of it. Now, this is the emerald ore. I took inspiration from the 1.16 textures, and because I realized that the emerald was a lot bigger in the 1.8 textures, and I didn't really like it. I wanted small emeralds. So what I did was that I actually decreased the size of the emeralds, making it smaller than the actual 1.16 texture. So this is an extremely small emerald, and it has like a 1 pixel difference from all of them. So I know that's that. And then there comes coal. Now there's there's really not a lot. I've tried so many different textures. None of them looked good. Okay, so I just copy pasted. Okay, forgive me. I copy pasted. I didn't have anything to do. There was literally nothing good. And the next one is quartz. Does this look any similar to you? Because it does to me. If you actually saw the 1.17 snapshot, you would actually see some very, very, very big similarities between this and the amethyst crystal. This is pretty much just the amethyst crystals, the item, but nether quartz, because quartz is still a crystal. So I decided to just create this into the crystal itself, and I added a bunch of stuff here. There's the bottom part and other stuff. Now here's the bone. If it looks weird, it is. Okay. Anyways, there's not really much there. There's not really much to this. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna move on. Okay. So this is an iron block. Iron block. Now, why does it look like a brick? Let me explain. Okay, so the idea behind this is that yeah, the iron is stacked on each other. So the iron ingots are stacked on each other in a fashion like that, and because of that, they make a block. And you know, a bunch of these, pretty much like 9 multiplied by 9 iron ingots, make this. So they're pretty much just stacked on top of each other, and it's also the same for pressure plates. So like the weighted pressure plate, that is a, you know, iron block, but you know, everybody knows that, you know, iron blocks have the same texture as, you know, um, their pressure plate counterpart. So yeah, let's move on to gold. The gold block, you know, it pretty much has the same history as the iron block, that they're just a bunch of gold ingots stacked on each other. Oh wait, yeah, I also forgot this. There's also the redstone. I actually forgot to add it there, so I added it now. Now that's pretty much it for the update this month. Anyways,